this guy here and there, mostly, adding some additional layers if when were required. Well, it still needs some fixes here and there, but I think we are going to leave it for some other parts. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that I will make some mistakes here and there, so I believe this can't all be done all at once later on. But yeah, I think for today we can continue painting. There are a few things that I would like to focus on today. The first thing is painting the purity seals. There are quite some purity seals sticked to the sky. There are two here, one here, the other one on the other side, right here. Anything else? Yeah. On this back, there are two as well. And I think the last one is right here on the short shoulder armor. So let's begin. So I'm going to cover the purity seals with Mephiston red. I mean, nothing spectacular. I think just regular color to cover the purity seals. I've been experimenting with some other colors. For example, this one from Vallejo, which is called Rojo Negro. But this one appears a bit too dark for me, so I think I'm just going to stick to the Mephiston red. And once it's also painted with shades, it gets a nice color. So let's shake this bottle a little bit. Right. And let me just take a little bit from the bottle and let me add it to the wet palette. We don't need much, just a couple of drops. And to paint these purity seals, I'm going to use this detail pencil. I'm using it for painting details since the purity seals are quite small and that's related with this store. So basically my idea was to visit this store and perhaps, record something, like something that I am buying there, and then, record a video when I'm painting some miniatures from this store. So I have visited the Warhammer store in Edinburgh, but everything was just so expensive. It's just crazy how expensive these miniatures are, and it's actually cheaper to buy them here in Poland from some local stores. I thought that maybe they will have some discounts, but yeah, I think they had no discounts at all. But overall, it was quite nice experience. It was the first time that I was, visiting Warhammer store, and the one in Edinburgh was really nice. It had lots of, different miniatures. Not only Warhammer 40k, but Age of Sigmar, and also Lord of the Rings. So it was quite nice. They also had some sort of dioramas and some ready to play battlegrounds with all of the miniatures, stuff like that. So it was quite inspiring. Unfortunately, I didn't record anything from there because, I thought that, since I'm not buying anything, so my plans got a bit ruined, but whatever. There are also Warhammer stores here in Poland, so perhaps one day I will record something while I am visiting it. For now I'm just, buying these miniatures from the local stores or from Amazon. Well, in fact, I haven't bought any new miniatures since I got this big box. Forgot how it's called, actually. But these miniatures are so expensive, and I have so many different things that I have to buy, and so many other priorities. I sort of figured that it's better to invest or put my money into the house constructions and the completion of the house, so it's completed as soon as possible instead of buying plastic mini features. Of course, it would be great for the channel to keep recording new boxes 1500 words and other things, because there were just so many nice releases recently for Warhammer 40k, but you know, I have to stick to my priorities. I mean, for me, the ideal plan would be to, you know, if the channel grows bigger, then perhaps just create a Patronite, and perhaps this Patronite could cover the expenses related to buying new mini features and painting them. But yeah, this is just some idea, but you know, I'm not sure if I will even go this path. We will see how it goes. But for now, I still have lots of miniatures that are unpainted. So, you know, probably I can stick to it for the next couple of episodes, and then maybe at some point I will buy new boxes. You know, creating a Patreon or some, you know, other platforms where you can just post for your fans that you're buying a subscription or something like it. I think, you know, it should be, yeah, most probably a natural step forward for the channel, because, you know, there is no way I can at least this is my assumption, that there is no way for me to make money out of YouTube itself. I think the niche is just not that big, and you know, probably YouTube will never pay me enough to cover this kind of expenses like buying new mini features. But who knows? I may be wrong, but you know. So I think something like the Patreon should be the next step at some point. I also have, you know, no experience whatsoever in with YouTube and how to grow your channel. So for me, it's all experimenting with stuff. You know, perhaps if I focused more on it, I would record more videos more frequently, for sure. Then maybe the views would also grow. But you know, when I was creating this channel, I wasn't thinking about making money or, you know, this kind of things, getting lots of views. For me, it was just sort of an idea to give back to the ASMR community, but also to Warhammer 40k fans, because, you know, for the last couple of years, I think somewhere around 15 years already, I've been watching ASMR, but I thought that maybe I could also record my own content to find my own niche and record something. And this channel is the result of that thoughts. But yeah, like I said, I think, I don't know, maybe if I reach 500 subscribers on YouTube, maybe I will start Patreon. So at least, I could get some money to buy new mini features and record some nice and new videos for you guys. Obviously, with Patreon, yeah, I'm not sure if there will be any people interested. That's first of all, and I think secondly, if someone is paying you to create the content and to have like exclusive access to your content, then obviously you have to deliver, right? You have to deliver, you have to be consistent. And well, what can I say? I'm not too consistent currently, so that would have to change. But we will see. It's just an idea for now. Right, guys. So the purity seals are now covered with Mephiston red. So far I have added just one layer, but I think for now should be enough. Most probably I will cover it with another layer later on, but for now we can move on to the next step. Right, so the next step would be to paint the Crux Terminatus here, and also the rocks with grey color. So the rocks we are seeing here, the librarian is stepping here on some rocks, and we are going to cover it with this Vallejo stone grey. So let me shake it a little bit first. And let me add it a couple of drops on this Vallejo Grey, Stone Grey is good enough to cover this part. Yeah, perhaps I need to thin it a little bit. Yeah, so for this I think I will need to cover it like with 2 layers at least, because the background color is still visible, but that's fine. I think usually that's what happens when you are covering some darker colors with light ones. Well, I can hear some dogs barking outside. I hope that you don't hear it, but could be that I will have to cut that part out or try to remove it somehow. We will see once I edit the video. But yeah, sometimes it's annoying when you think that you have finally some time that you can, spend painting and recording, but then something unexpected happens that you really don't have any influence on. It's just annoying. Well, over the last couple of weeks, I've been making nice progress with reading Horus Heresy. So recently I've finished reading The Mark of Cult, which is a great book. And yeah, of course, before I've also finished Betrayer, also great book, must admit, which gives you some hints on the Word Bearers Legion and how they turned to chaos, and how it all unfolded. Oh no, actually, it's not the Betrayer book. So Betrayer I'm going to read next. I was talking about the First Heretic book. Sorry about that. But yeah, First Heretic was really nice. interesting characters were introduced there, like Argertal. And obviously we get to know more about Lorgar, Primarch of the Wordbearers. And the Erebus. So I would say the architect of the Garrison. But yeah, it was a very nice book. So once I was finished with the first Heretic, I've read Mark's Cult, which was a really nice book. I really liked this book. So about the attack of Wordbearers on cult system, Ultramarines cult system, which was, sort of revenge for what they did on Monarchia. Meanwhile, I've just completed painting the Crux Terminatus. I think it doesn't look bad. Perhaps this paint is a bit too light, but if I will add a shade later on, I think it should be fine. So now let's move on to the stone area here. Right, let's focus on the stones part. So I was talking about reading the Mark of Gold. Like I said, really enjoyed reading this book. Very nice, very good book. So the attack on Cult by the Wordbearers. And to sort of they try to destroy the Legion of Ultramarines, because this is where most of Ultramarines stationed. It was also, I think, called, it was also forgot how it's called in English. It was a shipyard where they were, grading ships and stuff. So all of the, maybe not all, but most of the ships of Ultramarine regions stationed. Also the flagship of Rebute Gilliman. So they were planning to kill Rebute Gilliman. Well, as a result of that treachery, they've destroyed quite a lot. The Legion was just, in shambles. But Ultramarines managed to strike back, and although lost lots of marines and lots of ships. They were able to hold and strike back eventually. But yeah, really nice book, and I really recommend reading it. So the next book that I've read, I think it was Exterminatus. So this book was about the Iron Warriors and also Emperor's Children. But in this book we mostly get information about Iron Warriors and Peter Turbo, so called. Their Primarch. Also quite interesting book. I don't necessarily get the motives of Perturabo turning traitor. So I don't buy it, honestly, but whatever. Also very nice book, very interesting book. You know, if you want to know how Fulgrim turned into Demon Primarch, then definitely recommend this book as well. So right now I am reading Prospero Burns. So I've read already Thousand Suns, so I know how Prospero Burns from the Thousand Suns perspective, but now I am reading how it turned out from Space Wolf's perspective. So far I am like 30% in, and it's just boring. Really boring, but yeah, I guess I just need to get through it to the point of, you know, Attack on Prospero. But yeah, I will let you know. I think the next book I will read from the Heresy. Well, I'm not sure yet, but I'm trying to read it in the correct timeline. So I would really like to know what's the continuation of Lorgar and also Ultramarines. So perhaps I will read Betrayer next. But, you know, at the same time I would like to know a bit more on the Dark Angels. I think it was Angels of Caliban. And the next one is Fallen Angels, I believe. So perhaps I will read this one. There is also this book that I forgot how it's called. I know how it's called in Polish, but I forgot the name in English. But basically, it's about blood angels, I believe. It's called. Oh wait. I think I just confused a few titles, actually. So the Mark of Cult. I was meaning Know No Fear. That's the book about the strength of cult. And the Mark of Cult is actually the book somewhere later. So my apologies. But I also have Crimson King book. So another one from the Thousand Suns. And there is also this book called Vulcan Lives that is also waiting me to read, and the one about Corvus Corax, so I think it's Deliverance Lost. So yeah, these are the books that I'm thinking about reading next. Obviously, I need to pick one and then keep on reading. But for me, it's just so rich in lore. The whole Horus Heresy, it's just so rich and so nice. I love it, and really happy to continue this series. Oh, and actually I forgot one book that I also completed recently. It was about the assassins of the Empire and when they were trying to assassinate Horus. Forgot the name of it, but I've also completed it, and it was also quite nice. Very nice book to learn about, the assassins of the Empire, and also at the same time there were also assassins from the Chaos. Really nice book as well. Right, guys, so I've just completed painting the stone part here as well. I think that will be it for today. We've made some progress, maybe not too much progress, but always something. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this relaxing.